Here.
Trustee Buffalo?
Here.
Trustee Adams?
Here.
Trustee Harvey?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Do we have any public comments for closed session?
No.
We are adjourned. All right, we are reconvening to public session. Attendance?
Student trustee Rivera,
Present.
trustee Gaines,
Present.
trustee Reeves,
Here.
trustee Buffalo, trustee Adams, trustee Harvey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Trustee Adams, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Will you all please rise, face the flag, place your hand over your heart, and recite with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Approval of meeting agenda, 8.1. May I get a motion?
Move approval of the agenda.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Oh, sorry.
I am so sorry about this. The consent agenda, I am pulling Keena Miranda from 12.3.
I'll resubmit that motion with that change.
Do we need a second? Discussion?
I'm sorry, could you just repeat which one we were taking out?
12.3 is appointment of administrators, faculty, and classified personnel. I removed one person from that list, Ms. Keena Miranda.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam President, I'd like to pull 12.9, 12.14, 12.9, 12.14.
Is that for separate for discussion, or what you're asking to pull it for?
It's discussion in the consent calendar. Okay.
Okay, so when the consent agenda comes up, you would like to be able to have discussion about those two, 12.9 and 12.14, you said?
Okay.
Yes?
Okay. I would like to talk about 12.9.
Well, not at the, Mr. Reeves?
Not yet.
Not at this time. When the consent agenda comes up, you'll be able to address those when they come up. And can you repeat again, was it 12.9 and 12.14?
12.14.
Okay.
So, Mr. Reeves, that will be right after the presentations. When we get to consent agenda, I'll remember to give you the space for 12.9 and 14. Okay? Vote, Patty.
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo, trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries with the amendment.
All right, 9, report of closed session. There was a 4.2 discipline of student, number 24-25/S-002, pursuant to Education Code Section 7122 and District Administrative Procedure 3434. A motion was made by Michael Adams, second by Barbara Gaines, with a 5-0 vote. The board approved the expulsion of number 24-25/S-002. Public comments, we are at 10.1, the announcement, 10.2. Pamela Ford. Ms. Ford, you're in public comment?
Good evening, everyone. Tonight is the first time since this HR administration that I have seen a reversal of punitive action toward an employee, and for that I'm grateful. It demonstrates that the employee is heard and the concerns are being addressed. But no way am I finished, for I want to continue to see positive change. I want to see compassion instead of punitive action, following the training instead of skirting it, and opening up communication and having clear and concise evidence that the district cares for and works to retain its employees. I'm concerned that HR doesn't consult with its internal legal counsel prior to writing MOUs, writing up employees, discipline employees, placing employees on paid administrative leave, or removing employees' property rights, which would be their employment. Nor is internal legal counsel used to its fullest capacity to triage investigations when they are brought forward and to assess viability. Disciplining and holding employees accountable for duties outside of their job descriptions are some of the things that are a concern and that we as a district need to work on. Listening and hearing the employee side of matters, not just one side. Not ignoring, I've been taking the training, and one of the things that they talk about that can create legal action for the district is ignoring charges of constructive discharge. What that means is coercing employees to agree to resigning. How can we make positive change happen? Early communication from HR when there are issues with our unit members so that both sides can work to resolve problems. When there is a problem, which at times there will be because people are human, that we work together to remediate employees instead of terminating them. Putting in place policies and procedures where there are none, and through a lot of investigations, we're learning that there are departments that don't have those. And an opportunity to sit down with management and constituent group leaderships and clearly identify roles and responsibilities in the chain of custody. Again, thank you for your decision tonight, and I look forward to seeing these changes implemented and working collaboratively with the district so that we can move forward in a positive direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ford. I have Kathy Osborne.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to tell you that Pam and I did not read each other's papers prior to this.
Kathy, can you speak up? They can't hear you.
Sorry.
Yes.
Pam and I did not collaborate. How's that? Board of Trustees. In the last approximately 8 months, Board of Trustees has approved the firing of the following employees. Our only openly LGBTQ dean that I'm aware of, a Latino full-time faculty member, an Asian adjunct faculty member, and a Latina full-time tenured faculty member. 4 minority employees. In my opinion, each of these people should still be employed at AVC. I am disappointed by the actions of this administration and wonder if the board sees a pattern of punitive actions by Jennifer Zealot. I was so concerned by these actions of this administration that I contacted a board member at another district and asked them if board members do any research prior to firing an employee, or if they solely take the president's recommendation without verifying it. This board member told me the following. When I was elected to the board, yes, the board just unanimously voted to fire any employee the superintendent recommended based solely on the superintendent's word. However, I felt the karmic load of destroying someone's career and income was far too great to do so without research. I firmly believe that every board member has a responsibility to make an informed decision and not one based upon a single source of information. So I began demanding to see the entire investigatory packet. I demanded to see the original complaint and all the documentation, including the union's input. I demanded to see that due process as outlined in the CBA and in Ed Code was properly followed. We had to table decisions several times in order to allow time to review all the documentation. Now, the president of the board himself requires that the superintendent provide us with a complete and total file prior to us voting to dismiss any employee. It's a responsible thing to do, and the only way I felt comfortable voting to fire anyone. So, Antelope Valley College Board of Trustees, are you making decisions to end careers and deprive families of their income based upon the word of Jennifer Zealot and Lauren Helsper? I challenge each of you do not discipline or dismiss any Antelope Valley College employee without due diligence. Require the administration to provide you with the original complaint, the entire investigatory packet, and the union's responses. Require them to demonstrate, not just words, but actual proof that the district has adhered to due process as legally required by our CBA. It's not just your job, it's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Osborne. I have Jason Bowen via Kathy Osborne.
Good evening. Dr. Bowen is teaching, so he asked me to read this for him. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the board, and congratulations to you,
Hold on just a second, try to get to this second.
I'm going to get the hook.
Okay. Yes.
And congratulations to you, President Harvey, on your reelection. I am grateful for the opportunity to work with you over the next 3 years. Had the election gone differently, I would have missed your leadership, especially your dedication to ensuring everyone's right to participate in this democratic process. I'm here tonight to address a serious breach in the peer evaluation process that occurred on or around Monday, October 28th. A faculty member noticed that the anonymity of the evaluators had been compromised, with each evaluator's name listed next to their respective evaluation. I cannot overstate the destruction of the trust in our peer evaluation process because of this compromise, which has never occurred in the history of our college, according to those I've spoken to. Faculty expressed the comments as follows. The college is going to destroy a lot of people, including myself. I can't believe they did such a horrible thing. The fact that my name was going to be on that survey made me feel like retaliation was forthcoming. I will now think twice about any feedback requested by the college. These statements underscore how catastrophic this has been for employees of this college. However, I want to acknowledge that the damage would have been significantly greater if not for the swift actions of a few individuals, particularly Kathy Osborne and the General Counsel, Ms. Bridget Cook. Ms. Osborne immediately alerted Ms. Cook upon hearing of the compromise in the peer evaluation process, and it was Ms. Cook's quick thinking and prompt response that significantly reduced the damage that could have occurred. Bridget immediately called for a cease in delivery of the peer evaluation packets to the evaluees and prevented greater harm. Bridget, thank you for prioritizing the integrity of this process in those critical moments and for protecting faculty. The Federation is now working closely with the district to ensure such a breach never happens again. Together, I am hopeful we can fortify our institutional processes, grounded in the same mutual respect for integrity that Ms. Osborne and Ms. Cook demonstrated. I look forward to keeping you updated on our progress and to continuing our work together towards solutions that uphold the trust and integrity that our community deserves. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now to 11.1, presentation, California Retired Teachers Association. We have a grant presentation, Mr. James Allen and Ms. Darlene Monticelli. I hope I pronounced that.
Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you.
Good evening. As you said, I'm Darlene Monticelli. This is Pat Cummings and James Allen. We're here representing Antelope Valley, CalRTA, retired teachers, and we were educators too, so keep us in mind when you retire, because we're here for you. We're here today because CalRTA is celebrating its 95th year. Way back when teachers didn't get very good pensions, this all started, and they fought for pensions, they fought for public education, for students, for teachers, for the community, and so that's what we're all about. We, this year, the national level of CalRTA, as I said, is celebrating 95 years, and so they've chose to give out 95 $100 grants, and this was a random selection, but we've been celebrating, it's been great, and you guys have a winner. We have a local winner who receives, or going to receive, a $100 grant, and that's Dr. Norma Jones. Congratulations. And we're excited that you were able to get that. And don't forget, when you retire, we're here for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Ms. Jones.
While they're having their photo up, I want to congratulate Dr. Jones and thank her for her work statewide on the AI initiative and helping community colleges stay on the forefront. You're putting ABC on the map with regard to that, and when I travel and talk to other presidents at other institutions, your name comes up in conversation, and I'm deeply appreciative for all the work that you're doing for Antelope Valley College.
Thank you, and if I may, thank all of you, thank you for this wonderful opportunity to better serve students.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. Let's give her a hand. We now have 11.2, the Veterans Center update.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board, President-elect, Ms. Patty, and council. My name is Ashley Chavez. I am the Veteran Program Coordinator here at Antelope Valley College, and it is my pleasure to be back once again to give you an update on what we've been accomplishing in the Veterans Resource Center. So currently we are serving 288 students for the fall 24 semester. Anybody that's unfamiliar with the Veterans Resource Center, we offer a variety of services in USO-style environment that assists in the success of our student veterans and their military-related population. We assist with federal and state VA education benefits. We offer veteran tutoring in accordance with our partnership with the Learning Center. Every Wednesday, Ashley's been gracious enough to loan us 2 of her tutors for math and English from 12 to 3 so that we can help our students that were identified in our most recent equity report to help them with their GPAs in those areas. We also offer veteran referral for homeless solutions and emergency aid. We have a representative from PATH, which is People Assisting the Homeless, every Tuesday, and VPAN, our Veteran Peer Access Network, every Wednesday in our center. We also, as a part of our intake process, assess the needs, the housing and the food needs of our veterans as they come in. We offer a safe space for students with PTSD and anxiety, an extended computer lab, refreshments in a lounge area, and specialized events throughout the year. And we'll get to that at a later slide. So this is our data for the last year. Breakdown between the benefits. So for Chapter 30, that is your traditional Montgomery GI Bill. As you can see, the numbers are dwindling down. That benefit is phasing out as the GI Bill becomes more of a requirement than an option. Your Chapter 31 is your Veteran Readiness and Employment, formerly known as Vocational Rehab. Chapter 33 is your post 9/11. Chapter 35, the Dependent Education Assistance, which is all of our military dependents. 1606 is reserves, and TA is tuition assistance. Anybody that has paid attention within the last year with legislation, the PACT Act was recently passed. It's the largest healthcare and benefit expansion in VA history since the Vietnam era. And as more veterans become eligible for healthcare and disability benefits, it also increases their and their dependents' eligibility for education benefits. So as the veterans come through, as their claims are being processed, we do expect to see an increase in both the Chapter 33 and the Chapter 31 benefits as well. We are also on standby for more direction from the VA regarding the Supreme Court's decision on the Rudisill versus McDonough case. This ruled that certain veterans, those with multiple periods of qualifying service, could use both the Montgomery GI Bill and the post 9/11 benefits at the same time. Normally they just have a choice. Coming out, I know when I first separated, when I first joined, it was you're automatically signed up for the GI Bill and then you can opt into the post 9/11. So now, if they serve in multiple time periods, multiple qualifying services, they can pick and choose and overlap those. So standing by for direction from the VA on that. I am proud to announce how our numbers are increasing. So for the fall, with all of the federal and the state benefits, taking out the duplicates for the CalVet tuition fee waiver, which is that benefit offered to both spouses and children of military members, we are currently serving 288 students for the fall semester. Those numbers are not stagnant though, so as the military member and as the dependent becomes eligible for benefits, they are eligible for retroactive certification up to 1 year. So we always see those numbers fluctuate, but it's really great to see how we are definitely moving ahead and recovering from our COVID years. So these are some pictures that I put together from our last our past and ongoing events. So if you were not there at the Hellenic Center for Women's History Month, you missed an amazing time. So we were able to host Vernice Flagro Armour. She's the first USMC combat pilot, and she lit up the room. Everyone walked away with a smile. She made everyone feel like they were her best friend. So we were so excited to have her speak there. The middle picture, that is the annual Vets for Vets dinner. So once a year, Vets for Veterans is a local nonprofit organization. They do a lot of fundraising throughout the year. Their money stays local. They offer a lot of emergency assistance. They have 2 transitional houses for military families to get back on their feet. And this is just their evening of community support. So we purchased a table. This year we were able to purchase 2 because of the overflow. Bring in students, let them be able to network, see what resources are out there for them, and find other like members in their community. We also had our Memorial Day barbecue, the right there. That was our prisoner of war table. The Pete Knight JROTC did a wonderful presentation of that table. Bottom picture was our graduating class. Not everyone that graduated was able to make it to the dinner, but we were able to celebrate them with all of our local congressional representatives. It's there. And then these are just a few more events that we did. We hosted a welcome back breakfast the first and second day of school to give them food in their stomach on the first day. We had our Patriot Day celebration on 9/11 this year. We were able to participate in the Hispanic Heritage Month, so we hosted a Legacy of Service Latina student veteran voices. So we had a student veteran panel offering their perspective on Hispanic perspective on serving and then transitioning out of the military at ABC. Our Meet, Relax, and Eat, so we don't, to the disappointment of a lot of people, we don't offer MREs for that. It's a catered lunch about twice a month throughout the semester. On the 20th is our last one for the semester. So it's a good social event for them to come in, again, get a bite to eat, network, and just have a good time. We did recently celebrate our Veterans Day lunch last week at the Hellenic Center as well. And these other 2 flyers in the middle, so AV Point Man, it is a local PTSD support group that we host every Tuesday in the Veterans Center. They're there from 6 to 7. So all branches of service, all ages are always welcome to come in and just find that support that they need in their community. And then the Project Homage to Our Heroes, it's every 3rd Tuesday at Medrano's over by AV Mall. They do a lot of fundraising to offer PTSD trips for a lot of those veterans so that they can, again, have the camaraderie and have the networking and have that outlet for them. And now I'm going to introduce Jessica Guzuli. She's the president of our Veterans Club.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's my first time speaking. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. So this is our constitution for the Veterans Club, to help all veterans in need and build camaraderie. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Camaraderie. Sorry, amongst our peers, as well as provide support for our local community and mentorship to the next generation of vets and dependents. So again, I am, these are my officers. So I'm the president of the Veterans Club. My name is Jessica Guzuli. We have also our vice president, which is Nessa Killer, which was our previous president. Our secretary is Aida Huerta. Our treasurer is Carolina Ehrenholt. Our ICC rep is Mickey Jones, and our alternates are Charity Cisco and Imani Simmons. We're currently at 13 members strong, but that could change in the next semester or so, I'm hoping. And these are our past events that we've participated in, which is our Rush Week, which is the first picture on the left. We were there trying to get more members at the time, because I was just me and my vice president at the time, so it was just us 2. We also have, actually both on top, two separate days, actually, I'm sorry. And then we did the trunk or treat this fall, which we did again, Nightmare Before Christmas, and we actually won second place for that, which I was not expecting, but I applaud the club for that. And we also participated at the Veterans Day Luncheon as well. We helped Ashley with that as well. And then these are our future events that we're doing now, or in the process of doing, which is the Toys for Tots donation, which our drop-off location is at the VRC, at the SSB building. And it starts from 11/7, which already passed, but our end date to donate toys for children that don't or can't really get toys during Christmas time. Our meet and greet with the Grinch on the MRE, which we're having on November 20th. Our Grinch will actually be Dean Borman this year. So he is our Grinch for this event. We're actually doing it around the same time as the MRE is going on. So it's open for the community if they want to come bring their kids to take pictures with the Grinch, get some treats, get little toys here and there. So that's one thing. And for also the volunteer at Pete Knight Veterans Retirement Home as well. We're trying to set that up right now as well. I think that's it.
And also too, I would like to just bring up two students really quick, just to kind of give their testimonials about their experiences in the VRC this semester. So first, I'd like to introduce Matthew Supernack.
Hey, Matt.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening. Oh, a little loud. Just bringing my experience with them. It's been a long time since I've been in school. About 28 years. A lot of cobwebs. But Ashley and the staff there had helped me out. VA was taking a real long time to get me calculator and also a code for my math statistics class. So normally I don't qualify for the Books Help program, but she did once. I was kind of bugging them every day, but once one day she just says, okay, she's gonna call in and get over there. So I was able to not fall behind and have what I need. And then also it's just a nice place to go to kind of unwind or get out of class, get out, get a drink, like Ashley said, there's food, there's snacks, and just relaxed kind of place to go to. And so I haven't taken advantage of the tutor, but on Wednesdays, the math and English, but definitely get plenty of notifications from them. So if something's coming up, you know, or the MRE, and I was one of them that fell for it. I thought it was an MRE, but it was just food. But it was still kind of nice to go in there and have that kind of snack or lunch or whatever. So it just relieves a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, that I can go in there and ask questions or whatever. You know, like I said, it's been a couple days since I've been in school, but it makes it a lot easier at that vet center if I have questions or anything else. And also other I guess volunteers or whatever have questions, they're more than willing to help out also. So it's a good place. It's nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, board members. My name is Anthony Gazzulli, her husband. It's been really helpful, you know, the support we get from them. They've been kind and respectful. And it's just coming in there is like almost coming into like a USO, so it's like a familiarity coming to a place like this. So it's nice. It's peaceful, and they're always there, happy to greet us. So it's great. So very helpful. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you for letting us know. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we'd like to thank you for the work that you're doing with our veterans. We know how important that is, so thank you so much. It means a lot. We are to 11.3, the Measure AV bond market update.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. I have with me Frank Vega. Good evening, Board of Trustees. I have with me Frank Vega from Stifel. He's going to give this presentation.
Thank you.
Good evening, members, President Harvey, President Zealot. So great to see everybody again. Thank you for allowing me to present. I was thinking of something I could say to break the ice. Best way I can describe it is when I first started working with Antelope Valley College, President W. Bush was still in office. Just to bring it all back to the current times. I had a lot more hair back then too, so it is great to be back in front of you, so thank you. This won't take long. I just want to give you a couple of updates. Usually in the late summer, early fall, we start to get the taxable data from Los Angeles County. This is what's established by the assessor and the auditor controller. So I apologize in advance for a lot of the numbers. I'm just going to give you some of the quick highlights. For the current fiscal year, the community values, the taxable values for Antelope Valley College have now grown to $49.5 billion. That's a almost 5.5% increase. I highlight this because in any general obligation bond program, these taxable values, this is the base. This is the truly the foundation. If we're thinking in terms of college operations, this would be your FTES. As our values grow, the ability to issue bonds, to draw down desperately needed project funds becomes easier and more cost effective for your community. So there's some formulas in state law. The most important one would be this. As you sit here today, your legal bonding capacity is $825 million. You'll see in a moment there's about $50 million left under Measure AV. This is the next slide or two. We will talk about the plan for accessing that last and final installment of Measure AV project funds, bond funds. But under state law, the community college has a legal capacity of $825 million. That far, far, far greater than the 50 million that's remaining. So I like to describe this as, I think of it like a credit card limit. We are so far below our debt limit because, again, of these community value growths and being very prudent with your bond funds. This next page is just to give you a snapshot of your current taxes. Now, this is calculated before the most recent bond elections last week. But currently for Antelope Valley College, your total combined tax rate is $43. This is for all bond measures that have been approved by your voters. As you look to the table below, or the big table that I put together, this is all the community college tax rates in Los Angeles County. While today it may look like you're right in the middle, please keep in mind Mount San Antonio just approved a brand new bond measure for $900 million. That'll be an additional $25 tax. Glendale College, the community college I attended, and of course another client of mine also approved a brand new tax of $25. So and Compton College also approved a brand new bond measure last week. If I were to come back, as did Los Angeles, I apologize, Los Angeles Community College District and Long Beach, if I were to show you this table in 12 months, you would be far lower. Your tax rates would be much, much lower than all other community colleges in Los Angeles County. That's the only takeaway here. Your debt levels are very modest compared to some of the other community colleges in the county. So, again, lots of colors, lots of bars. This is the premise for the presentation this evening. Under state law, we have to do a first reading of the bond documents, again, going back to the 17 or 18 years since I've been working with you. These are draft documents. Once the bond sale is completed, the blanks that you see get populated with the final results of the bond sale. This is just the form of those documents, and they are standard. They are essentially what the college board has approved in the past. The plan would be to enter the market in first quarter of 2025. As I mentioned on the prior page, there are a lot of community college bonds that were just passed last week. There were also a significant amount of school bonds that passed. What I would like to propose, and this is why the schedule has been put together, we'd like to get ahead of that. It's going to take time for those school districts and colleges to have to finalize the election results. They have to reestablish their citizens oversight committees. There's a bunch of procedural things that they have to do. So most of those bonds will begin selling in March. I would like for the college to not be caught up in that tidal wave of all these bonds that are being sold. That's when it becomes a buyer's market, so investors can then demand a higher rate because all these bonds are trying to access the market at the same time. We'd like to get ahead of that. So the estimate would be getting your funds in early February. As I mentioned, it's the remaining $50 million of Measure AV. I was joking with Shami, when we put together Measure AV way back in 2016, the original plan was to draw down all the funds in a 12 to 15 year period because of, again, going back to the community growth, being smart with your bond funds, obviously being prudent with tax dollars. You will have all the bond funds within 10 years. And while that may not seem like a lot, this helps you get ahead of some of the inflationary costs, the shortages of materials. I think you've been able to utilize Measure AV in the most cost-effective way. And hopefully this strategy to get ahead of all these bonds that are going to be in the market in the next 4 to 5 months is just another tool to help keep the cost down for your taxpayers. The last slide I have is just the schedule. Again, this is a draft schedule. It can certainly change. The biggest item here is we will come back in a month. That would be the second reading, the final reading, where the board, if you choose to proceed, would take a vote, an action item to approve the bond documents. Again, they'll still be blanks. We would then look to go to the rating agencies in early January, sell the bonds second half of the month, and deliver the project funds, as I mentioned, in February.
Are there any questions, board members? Mr. Reeves?
Good evening, sir.
Trustee Reeves, please turn on your microphone so we can hear you.
A good handout, good presentation. But my question is this. Right now, we owe $400 million on our bonds.
That is the principal amount of bonds that are currently outstanding, correct?
Okay. How do we pay them back in 30 years?
I'm sorry, Mr. Reeves.
How do we pay them back?
Of course. So this is the process that's established not just under Proposition 13, but Proposition 39, the original Prop 39 from 2001. Each year, usually by the end of June, the Los Angeles County Auditor Controller, they take the payment schedule that we have provided after each bond sale. They then take the values from the assessor, and the calculation is simply the amount of bonds owed, principal and interest, divided by these community values. Those are the tax rates that are then, when you see your tax bill that's going to be delivered by Los Angeles County, I think they've already been delivered. It was early October, if I'm mistaken. You'll see the supplemental taxes in the upper right-hand corner. Mm-hmm. That's what's being repaid. That's why voters have to vote yes to raise taxes to pay off, in this case, the Measure AV bonds. So it's paid each year, semi-annually, just like your property taxes, and it's that supplemental amount in the tax bill.
Well, I thought that the money that we pay on the property taxes goes toward the interest on the bonds.
It's principal and interest. So, and this table here, and I apologize for jumping around here. Uh-oh. Here we go. So this number, $22.60, this is on, I believe, page 3. This is the tax rate as determined by the Los Angeles County Treasurer, Tax Collector, Auditor, Controller, and Assessor. That's the amount needed to pay off the Measure AV bonds this fiscal year. And that's the principal and the interest. So it's not just interest. That is the tax rate needed. And that's an important number because the Constitution sets a limit of $25. So when voters approved Measure AV back in 2016, the commitment was the tax would not exceed $25. So this year it's at $22.60. That's the rate determined by the county necessary to pay the principal and interest on the bonds.
So if we pass another bond measure, this is going to double.
There are, potentially, yes. If a new bond measure was put on the election ballot for a new $25 tax, I know we've had these conversations in the past or parts of our presentation. You are allowed up to $25. Sometimes a college may do a tax for $20. Sometimes they do one for $15, a brand new tax. If there's tax rate sensitivity or if the community poll shows that people don't want double the tax. That's down the line, of course, but to your question, yes, it is possible if a brand new measure was on the ballot, you would be raising taxes above this amount here for whatever goes to the voters in that particular election.
I understand maybe that the new Commons building will cost $44 million. So therefore, why are we going to issue $50 million in bonds?
I think that's a question, unfortunately, I can't answer as far as how you're going to spend it. And again, my apologies, the color scheme here is not good. If you took away the green bars and the purple bars, that's the future projected taxes. We are below 25, so just maybe I misunderstood the question. Oh, sure.
Sir, that amount is the total amount remaining to meet our obligations, our future obligations. So the Commons is projected to cost around $48 million, right? But some of that money has already been obligated. Other remains to be obligated. We still have Cedar Hall commitments, right, that are going to be paid out. So we're talking about cash versus encumbrances and obligations. So this is really a cash flow issue. We're going to need that cash to finalize payments for Cedar as well as payments for Common.
Now, we're going to wait till February to get more cash for this project, is that correct?
Well, we're not waiting, we're proceeding right now to start the process, and then we expect that cash to be here in February, and we'll start having cash needs probably by April or May.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you both.
Thank you.
I apologize, just to clarify, this final drawdown, the total tax is still under 25, so it's not a new $25 to access the remaining $50. Again, it's going to be, I think at the high end, we get close to $25 total. So again, this is staying within the promises made to the voters back in 2016.
That's important. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate your time and presentation.
Always my pleasure. Thank you.
11.4, facilities update.
Good evening again, Board of Trustees, President Zealot, student board member, members of the public. I'm Shami Brar, Vice President of Administrative Services, and this evening I'm giving a facilities update. The topics covered are going to be Measure AV projects, the Measure AV budget and expenditure report, scheduled maintenance projects, and then finally we'll have questions or comments. Previously completed projects from Measure AV include the Palmdale Center, Swing Space 1, Campus Security, Sage Hall, and the Outdoor Fitness Center. More recent projects include Discovery Lab, Swing Space 2, Marauder Complex, Student Services, and Campus Wayfinding. This chart includes the total amounts for Measure AV that went into these projects. Moving on to projects in progress. The infrastructure and PV relocation is an ongoing project that improves campus infrastructure. The signalized intersection on 30th West and the relocation of high voltage substation are complete, but the campus utility upgrades continues. Most recently, we were working on the Blue Phones project and the fiber repair associated with that project. Currently, Cedar Hall is under construction. Cedar Hall is a 65,000 square foot building with a project budget of $59.4 million. It'll house classrooms, faculty offices, an art gallery, the new boardroom, and executive offices. Interior work related to mechanical, electrical, and plumbing is nearly complete, and exterior paneling and landscaping is in progress and ongoing. Furniture for the building is ordered. We expect that to arrive in December. We expect substantial completion in February and project completion in March of '25. The Commons will be the last Measure AV building, and we're proud to report that construction has started. The building will be a 47,000 square foot single-story structure. It'll house student life and college activities. It'll include a full kitchen, dining facility, a large space for gatherings, dedicated space for student support, including basic needs, affinity groups, and ASO offices. Currently, the demolition and rough grading is ongoing. Due to space constraints, the Commons will not include the bookstore, and at this time, there's a tentative plan to move the bookstore into the current hub space, or part of the current hub space. The project budget shown here, $55 million. We expect costs for the construction of that to be anywhere from $48 to $50 million. And moving on, we have the Measure AV budget and expenditure report as of September 30th, 2024. This shows all of our program here, all the different projects that have been a part of Measure AV. And the only thing of note of significance here is that the Commons still does not show encumbered, even though those contracts have been awarded. That'll be updated as of the October 31st report. Next is the interest accumulation report. This report shows the accumulated Measure AV interest, the endowment interest, the endowment management fee expense, and then the total net amount. In total, we have $9.7 million for Measure AV interest, $3 million for the endowment interest, total endowment management fee expense, $69,000, leaving a net amount for Measure AV interest of $12.7 million. These funds that have accumulated here must be used on Measure AV type projects. So those projects that we use these funds on have to be aligned with the original bond language that Measure AV was approved for. Scheduled maintenance. Moving on to scheduled maintenance projects. The facilities team has been very busy with projects this last year due to the scheduled maintenance of funds that were awarded in 22-23. We've made good progress expending those funds. You can see some of the projects that those funds went towards. These projects are all completed. One of the most high-profile projects ongoing on the campus is carpet signage and paint. If you walk around campus, you'll notice a lot of nice new paint in the buildings. Very proud of the work that's gone on there. These buildings are looking very nice. Part of that project includes FA Quad, lecture hall, library, the monument sign on the corner there that was recently painted, the hub, and CDC. So exterior painting looks to be pretty much complete. Interior work on some of those projects is still continuing. The gym is also getting much needed attention with the replacement of the door frames and ceiling tiles. That's the inside of the pool area. It's looking much better. All the clutter has been removed, and we'll soon start to be able to utilize that entire space there. Other projects include the FA Quad, include the roof repair at the FA Quad and the gym, and a campus-wide replacement of variable frequency drives. And other completed projects include expanding SOAR into the Palmdale campus. SOAR has now taken up approximately 8,000 square feet or 5 classrooms on the Palmdale campus. Also completed was the Discovery Lab non-destructive testing classroom that a lot of our aerospace industry partners asked for, or our key aerospace industry partners asked for. And that is the facilities update. Any questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Vice President. On Cedar Hall, may I make a request? to you and President Zellick that when you are doing the sound system for the boardroom in Cedar Hall, you consult some of the people on the board to check that sound system to see if it would be good for people who are disabled?
Absolutely, sir. We will most definitely do our due diligence with
You know,
regard
that
to
came
that
to
issue.
mind because some of the sound systems at some of the venues in the Antelope Valley are horrible. And we would have, you know, we might as well do it right first time.
Yep, I'll coordinate with the president. We will do that.
Yeah, the second point, you mentioned at another time that it didn't work out to have Barnes and Noble in the Commons building. Was that a cost factor, or what was, can you tell us why that didn't come to be?
Barnes and Noble was not interested in pursuing that relationship with us.
Do we still have a relationship with them as far as the bookstore?
We do have a bookstore relationship. It was actually two separate divisions, their retail and their college bookstore. And so because our relationship was with the college bookstore side, what they offered us was room for coffee, et cetera, but not the public Barnes and Noble bookstore, the retail version that they have out there.
So they opted out of that.
They did opt out, but we have made contact again because we have a new space, a larger space, and post-COVID, things are different now, so we have reached out to them again to see if there might be interest.
So it's not over yet?
It's not over.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Trustee Gaines?
Yes, Vice President Brewer, I just wanted to ask you, the interest that's been accrued on the Measure AV, the remaining, or the 12.6 million, did I hear you say that that too has to be spent on Measure AV, whatever the initial plans were for those funds? That too has
Those projects have to be, it has to be expended on like projects. That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Buffalo?
Originally, Shami, when we started this Commons project, talking about it, wasn't the bookstore originally supposed to be in the Commons?
It was, sir. It was. And
The
then
decision to take it out was,
it was due to expanding needs.
If I could address that, sir. The decision to move it out was to ensure that we had all of our student service spaces in the same area. And also by moving, utilizing the hub, it creates proximity to where the students come out of the student services building, allows for the space, like the Vice President's saying, for maybe a more expanded bookstore area so that we can have kind of that coffee shop sort of atmosphere, but also allows for basic needs and our Dress for Success closet, which our students need access to, pardon me, to be in that common space where it's all just there together with all of their other services.
The refurbishment and replacement of the D558, is that part of the major AV funds, or is that coming from somewhere else?
That's coming from separate funding sources. Yep.
No questions from me. Thank you so much. I thought
Thank
it
you,
was a
Evan.
great update.
Thank you.
We're now to 12, the consent agenda. Trustee Reeves, 12.9, you wanted to pull. Do we need a motion or just a discussion?
Yeah, you just want to put
Okay, you just want to discuss 12.9? 12.14, I remember. Uh-huh. Go ahead, sir. Do we need any type of anything, motions, nothing?
No, we get the consent agenda on the, we got a motion to get the consent agenda on the floor. We already got that in a second.
Not yet.
Okay, let's do those two.
All right, so I'm trying to make sure we conduct business correctly. May I get a motion for the consent agenda?
Second.
Discussion? That's you, Michael Reeves. Yes, sir.
Please use your microphone, sir.
12.9 and 12.14.
14, yes.
If you hold on just a second.
At 12.9, I can quickly address the appropriation increases due to the funding for growth in our nursing program, and also it's the second year of the Song Brown Nursing Grant, and so those are funds that come to the college. Vice President Burr will address 12.14.
Okay, I'll be right with you.
Do you have any other questions, Trustee Reeve, around 12.9?
Okay, 12.9 has to do with a appropriation increase for the nursing. Is that correct, President Zealot?
Yes, sir.
So, is this because the state decided not to provide money for the nurses that we have to provide it? What's the grant about?
So there's two parts to that. One is a state appropriation increase because there's a growth, there was money made available for growth in nursing programs in particular. And then the second piece, there's a Sogn-Brown grant. Sorry, I'm having a hard time saying that. And this is the second year of that grant. And so money is coming to the college from both of those funding streams to support our nursing program.
And we have to approve that?
It is an increase in our appropriations, and so the Board of Trustees approves that. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you on that. The other one was, had to do with Chancellor's Office Tax Offset Program. And can you explain that, Professor Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir, that's a recovery program. So when there are delinquent accounts, they can be financial aid accounts or fees that the district is not able to recover. We partner with the Chancellor's Office, or we utilize the Chancellor's Office Tax Offset Program to recover those fees. If a student is awarded as a scholarship and they no longer qualify, or financial aid, they no longer qualify, they are forced for some reason to return those funds, and they choose not to, this is a vehicle that we use to recover those funds.
Okay, in this document, this offset document, there is, on page 3 of 3, there's a comment here about Executive Order 96-22, Russia sanctions. And it mentions Governor Galvin Newsom issued executive order so-and-so regarding economic sanctions against Russia and Russian entities and individuals. And it goes on about economic sanctions, et cetera. Do we want to get involved in that, Mr. Vice President, on a geopolitical thing?
You know, I'm going to defer to our legal counsel because that's legalese there, and there is a reason why that is included in that contract. It's not something that, it is their verbiage.
Well,
and
I mean, if we don't approve this document, what happens?
If we don't approve it, we miss out on a route to recover funds. So right now, the Chancellor's Office, if we're owed, say, $100, and we'd like to collect that, we forward that account over to the Chancellor's Office. The Chancellor's Office tries to collect it on our behalf. They don't impact the student's credit rating. They don't hound them. But if lottery funds or income tax refunds or something are issued, they will deduct that amount, give us $75 and keep $25 as a service fee. So we lose out on that option. This program is positive, it's helpful to us, and it has minimal impact on students.
Well, it has impact on the world. But anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to address that,
Go ahead,
in
Ms.
terms
Cook.
of our responsibility, we have to do what's consistent with the laws of the state of California. There's that executive order regarding sanctions, and so we can't enter into an agreement that contradicts it. And so we're, under the circumstances, we're required to follow the executive order and not to engage in an agreement that is in violation of. So we as a community college, we're funded by the state of California, and so we have to do what's consistent with what the governor has determined is appropriate regarding new contracts.
Trustee Reeve, any other comments? You sure? Okay, we are now moving to the action items
Oh,
for
just vote.
consent agenda, right? Patty, the vote, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Soler.
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines, trustee Reeves,
Aye.
trustee Buffalo, trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We're now to 13 action items. Okay, so 13.1 is approval of academic policies and procedures, APMP committee's recommendations for course listing for fall 2025. May I get a motion?
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, I'm not sure if anyone here knows, but I was just wondering if the adjustments made to the ethnic studies classes make them applicable to their like GETSI requirement now.
That's a great question. Do we have anyone here that can answer that?
Yes, all of the courses coming through APMP now conform to the CalGETSI because that's the new standard.
So all the ethnic classes now fulfill the requirement?
They will be transferable, yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Right, we have new ethnic studies rules here in the state, so thank you for that question. Any further discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Aye.
trustee Buffalo, trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.2, approval of the 24-25 spring men's and women's sports schedule. May I get a motion?
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.3, approval of memorandum of understanding between Umoja Community Education Foundation and Antelope Valley Community College. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Aye.
trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.4, approval of agreement with the Foundation for California Community Colleges, FCCC, to participate in the Fresh Success Program. Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves, trustee Buffalo, trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.5 is the agreement between Shabbat Las Positas Community College and Antelope Valley Community College for the California Early Childhood Mentor Program from July 1st of 2024 through June 30th of 2025. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves, trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Approval, 13.6 is approval of services agreement between Lingua Bee and Antelope Valley College to increase the annual budget for interpreting services. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes. Are ABC students being allowed to participate in this program?
This is a contract with an outside agency. The discussion surrounding potential participation of ABC students is a separate conversation from this. This is a formal agreement with another interpreting agency.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Madam President, I just want to add that when the time comes for this contract to be renewed again, I do believe, I know we went out to bid, I believe, on this, but I believe I have, I can beat the cost of this company with another company, not mine.
Thank you, trustee Gaines, duly noted.
Any other discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.7, approval of consultant service agreement between For Mankey and Mankey LLP Antelope Valley College to assist with current Associated Student Organization accounting for the ASO. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.8 is approval of lease agreement between Blue Boat Outdoor LLC and Antelope Valley College for advertising on solar-powered benches and newspaper kiosk. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
The other day, I was driving around and I saw advertisement for ABC, and it was in Spanish. So, wait a minute. I thought we taught classes in English here. Why, and students needed to know English to go to college here. Why is the sign in Spanish?
Because people are bilingual, and how would they know to come here and learn if it was not in Spanish?
Well, if they can't speak English, how can they come to AV
That's-
College and learn?
Mr. Reese, we're not going to have that debate. One thing I will say is that I just looked over the demographics of this college, and I believe 70% of our students are, 63% of our students are Latinx students. So the reality is English, Spanish, Mandarin, whatever it takes for people to come here and be better community members, I'm with it. Any other questions?
No, thank you, Madam President.
You're more than welcome. Can we get a vote?
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Aye.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.9, approval to extend the use of the Foundation for California Community Colleges Administrative Service Agreement with Link System International, Inc. for district online tutoring. May I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams. Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.10, approval to extend the use of Arbin Union School District piggyback agreement with Sierra School Equipment for district furniture and related purchases. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.11 is approval of project assignment amendment to Mesterfield contract for services between Sunrise Electric and Antelope Valley College for service and repair of the Nevco scoreboards. May I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.12 is approval of Mesterfield contract for services between Reyes and Sons Electric, Inc. and Antelope Valley College to provide as needed services for electrical repairs through June 30th of 2027. May I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? The vote, Ms.
Student
McClure?
trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.13, approval to utilize the Sourcewell Cooperative Agreement with Target USA, that's TARKETT, for the purchase of flooring and related materials. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo.
Yes.
Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.14, approval of amendment number 3 to services agreement between Beacons Moving Solutions, Inc. and Antelope Valley College. May I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Vote?
Student trustee Rivera.
Approve.
Trustee Gaines.
Approve.
Trustee Reeves.
Yes.
Trustee Buffalo. Trustee Adams.
Aye.
Trustee Harvey.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13.15, approval of final notice of completion and resolution of acceptance on the Blue Phone Tower Fiber installation project with redevelopment projects. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? I would just like to say, Dr. Zalet, thank you for paying attention to the phones in the parking lot. It's really important. Vote?
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey,
Yes.
motion carries.
1316, approval of field contract for services between Sierra School Equipment and Antelope Valley College for the men and women's lockers installation with scheduled maintenance fund. May I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams, trustee Harvey,
Yes.
motion carries.
Trustees, I would like to group together 1317 and 1318 as they are both with strong workforce funds. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey,
Yes.
motion carries.
Trustees, 1319 through 1322 are all Measure AV funds. I would like to group those together. May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Student trustee Rivera,
Approve.
trustee Gaines,
Approve.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Buffalo,
Yes.
trustee Adams,
Aye.
trustee Harvey,
Yes.
motion carries.
14 is our informational items. We will start at 15.1 with our reports. Hal Huntsman from the Academic Senate.
Good evening, trustees, President Zalet, Ms. McClure, Ms. Cook. I want to start by congratulating you, President Harvey, for your reelection. We look forward to working with you. I also want to call your attention, and by the way, also congratulations, Trustee Reeves. Yes. It wasn't on the top of my mind because, of course, you didn't have ran unopposed, but you're still to be congratulated. You passed today, in the first of your action items, the AP&P course recommendations. And I really want to call those to your attention. And I know you do those pretty regularly, but the amount of work that is currently going on in our AP&P committee, basically largely because of legislative requirements that are changing with regard to AB 928 and AB 1111, the Cal GETSI requirements, as well as the Common Course Numbering Project, which is currently in process, is unbelievable. Like hundreds of... I am actually going to be serving as proxy for the committee chair on Thursday, and we're going to go until we get done. I don't know how long it will take. It's an amazing effort that the faculty and the administration, as well as some of our very dedicated classified professionals are doing. I don't even know. There are colleges that are not keeping up, and we're doing a really great job, but it's because we're doing a lot of work. Earlier tonight, you heard mention the leadership, and you've heard me mention the leadership that our faculty is taking in the realm of artificial intelligence, and that's true. But I also want to make you aware of, if you're not already, that another thing that is happening in education and technology is virtual reality education. And the President Zalet has talked about, and we're working to put together a little team of folks to go look at some colleges that are already beginning to do this. What you have to imagine is virtual labs where you can walk into a heart or walk through a community in another country, as say in an anthropology or an ethnic studies course. All kinds of interesting and innovative ideas. I don't know where that goes, and I don't think anybody does, but it just, again, speaks to the way that our educational environment is changing extremely rapidly, and we're going to need, we're trying to stay abreast, but it is going to be challenging in the coming years, for sure. Finally, I want to, as it has been my habit, highlight the work of one of our faculty members. Today, I want to highlight the work of Gabby Porman. She has been going above and beyond. In just the past couple of years, she wrote a new digital marketing program, a non-credit business ownership program, and related courses, and a non-credit program and the courses for it for our collaboration with Careers for Cause, which had its first cohort this past summer. She also taught in the summer or in that first cohort. Careers for Cause, if you don't know, is an 8-week training program that connects LA County residents with lived life experiences such as homelessness, justice system involvement, and other marginalizations to hands-on paid training and job placement in the social service sector. So making a difference with folks that, really need a leg up. Gabby is the AP&P representative for her division, which is the largest division on campus, the social and behavioral sciences. And she finds time to not only help our faculty with curriculum development, but faculty from other divisions as well. You can ask anyone on AP&P, which I already mentioned today. She is a superstar. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Bowen is not here? Are you in his place, Ms. Osborne? I am. Oh, good. Come up.
I am Kathy Osborne, and I am the Vice President of the Faculty Federation. Members of the board, I speak to you today to address a critical issue affecting the climate and workplace culture at this college, which are at a low not seen since the tenure of President Larios. The situation has escalated in recent weeks, highlighting fundamental and alarming concerns with the current administration's competency. Our athletic department specifically faces a crisis that cannot be overlooked. Several years ago, our former athletic director and dean of athletics and kinesiology informed our head football coach of the administration's desire to move our football team to a higher division. The head coach, as the instructor of record and subject matter expert for our football program, exercised his professional judgment and vehemently opposed the move, prioritizing student safety and well-being over ego. It's crucial to remember that football is not only a sport, it's a class. And per the collective bargaining agreement, the right to lead this program belongs to the instructor of record. However, in what the Federation views as a serious abuse of administrative power, our coach was sidelined. The decision appears to have been a calculated move to circumvent his opposition and to facilitate a shift to a higher division. This decision was enacted by Jennifer Zealot. Despite the serious concerns of our head coach, I personally witnessed our head coach speak to our former Vice President of Academic Affairs, Howard Davis. He said, "This isn't safe for our players. They're going to get hurt." His commitment to prioritizing the safety of our student athletes over competitive gain was evident and commendable. It is essential that our unit member not be made to bear the consequences of this decision, which ultimately rests with Jennifer Zealot and those who supported this course of action. Our head football coach had the foresight to warn of the risks involved with this divisional move, and it is regrettable that his professional insights were disregarded. Furthermore, we are concerned about recent instances where students have been prompted to speak with the president, a move the Federation believes was not spontaneous, but rather orchestrated. These political maneuvers within the athletic and kinesiology department are damaging, and we urge the board to intervene if the president is unable or unwilling to address the issue. In light of previous challenges with ACAN, it's perplexing that the board did not bring in an experienced administrator such as Newton Shillette to restore stability and direction within the department. The current path has only served to harm our athletic programs further. We are at a crossroads, and it's critical for the future of our athletics department, as well as the welfare of our student athletes, that we address these issues transparently and decisively. We ask for the board's oversight to correct the course and ensure the integrity of our programs and the well-being and safety of our student athletes. Thank you.
Thank you. 15.3 is classified employees. Pamela Ford.
Good evening. Good evening again. Congratulations, President. Michelle Harvey and Mr. Reeves on your successful terms, and I look forward to working with you both. I want to recognize Cheryl Burleson, who is retiring, and it's sort of a mixed blessing. I've known Cheryl since the 90s, and we worked together through the union, and also we came to know each other's families, and it's kind of bittersweet to see her go. I saw her today in the lobby as she's finalizing her retirement, and she looks great even though she's had some health challenges, but I think she's making a really good decision for herself. She contributed a lot through the college in the Instructional Media Center, and she's going to be loved by many and missed by all, so we're going to miss her. I also wanted to address the craft fair this year. You notice we didn't have it because it seems like each year, this time of year, COVID is an issue. It's on the rise, and so we're kind of concerned about not wanting to expose people, not knowing what the liability is, so we sort of held off on it. We're hoping to be able to resume it in the spring of 2025. Because the reason why we have the craft fair is the proceeds from the rentals of the tables go to the scholarships for the students. And we do have enough money squirreled away that we will give away 2 more scholarships this year, as we do every year, and that's always rewarding for the classified union. I want to finish up with my comments, and Mr. Buffalo, we're still in school. I'm still taking my courses, so I got to keep you up to date. And I just want you to know that there has been a positive change. Even though there have been some difficulties and some challenges, the faculty, president, the Senate, and myself, along with Dr. Zealot, have regular meetings, and we're trying to work to bridge the gap and to try to resolve some issues and find better ways of working together. And we're hoping that this is going to be a positive venture. So far, it has been for all of us. I'm not asking for perfection, but I am asking for fairness when it comes to actions impacting staff, from administration all the way to classified. And I want to see a change. This training that I've been going through has really been an enlightenment for me. And as I set the collective bargaining agreement next to the training that I'm receiving, I'm learning that we can go a long way if that training is applied. But if it's not, we're not going anywhere. So I think there can be a change in the blatant disregard for the time and treasure spent hiring employees at this campus. And that's stressed a lot during the training, the amount of money that it costs to hire an employee. And so each employee is an investment. And so instead of eliminating employees, we need to find a way to work together so that we can help resolve a lot of issues. So there needs to be a better understanding of what egregious is and what it is not. I did the math over the weekend, and training for 70 administrators to be trained effectively and efficiently costs the district approximately $60,000. Add to that the firm hired to train the HRVP, or culture, whatever it is $75,000. So you're at the total of $140,000. That doesn't include the $50,000 a pop for investigations, retainers, and placing people, I'm almost done, on paid leave, and then filling those positions until a decision is made. So I'm asking that there be proactive steps made so that we're working in concert with the collective bargaining agreement and also with the training, and help our managers to understand how that training should be utilized to support staff. And most of all, work with and through the district's internal legal counsel, because a lot of issues can be mitigated by merely having a conversation. And I know that Bridget and I have had a rocky road getting to where we are now, but we've gotten a lot accomplished, and that's because we're both willing to come together, have a conversation, and work through issues. But if she doesn't know about things before they arise, and she doesn't have a full understanding of what's going on, and we're only getting a piece of it, that doesn't help us resolve issues. So I'm asking, pleading that we work together. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for removing Kina Miranda from the agenda and looking at other things. And I pray that that never happens again. Thank you.
We now have 15-4 confidential management supervisory administrator employees. And Ms. Ford, thank you for your comments. Hello, Ms. Haugen.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I also would like to extend congratulations to Trustee Harvey and Mr. Reeves on your reelection. We all look forward to working with you further. Good evening to everyone else as well. And first, as we come together during Veterans Day week, we want to make sure to recognize this important day and thank our Veterans Resource Center for hosting a wonderful lunch to honor the service of veterans on campus and in our community. The event was, as it always is, a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made by our veteran students, faculty, staff, and community members. I do want to take some time to highlight some recent successes across campus, all made possible through the daily leadership and strong collaboration of our staff and faculty. These achievements showcase the commitment, hard work, and shared vision that drive Antelope Valley College forward. On October 22nd, the Transfer Center, part of our counseling division, held its annual transfer fair. It was a tremendous success, drawing about 400 attendees and featuring representatives from 32 universities, each ready to guide students on their transfer journey. We are grateful to the Transfer Center team and the exceptional leadership within the counseling department for organizing such a pivotal event. We'd also like to extend our congratulations to Rhonda Burgess, who recently graduated from the ACRO HR Administrative Academy. This accomplishment is a testament to her dedication to professional growth, and we are especially proud also of Vice President Lauren Elon Helsper, who served as an instructor in the Academy, further demonstrating her commitment to advancing both HR excellence and Antelope Valley College's reputation in the industry. Our Extended Learning Opportunity Program is excited about their new partnership with the Restaurant Success Center to offer Serve Safe Manager Food Safety Certification courses. This collaboration is already making an impact with our first session scheduled for November 16th at the Palmdale Center. There are 22 participants enrolled from the Westside School District, and as we look forward to seeing the positive impact, this program is really preparing our community for career opportunities. We're serving students both in the community space as well as on campus and reaching out in alternative ways to help them be successful. AVC really is a cornerstone of this community. And it's through the achievements that reflect the leadership, teamwork, and shared purpose of our community. We're deeply grateful for the board's continued support in this journey, and together we are allowed to better serve our students. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. Now we have Ms. Renee Lynn Wilson with the ASO. Hi, Renee.
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Just fine.
All right. Hi, board. Again, like everyone else, I would like to start off by saying congratulations to President Harvey and Board Member Reeves. It was a pleasure to ask you those questions during the panel, Ms. Harvey. I had a great time. So for an update for ASO, starting from the middle of October, ASO did have a table during the Hispanic Heritage Month Festival that was on October 16th. Their next event They also had a trunk or treat that was a community-wide event. It was a big success. There was a large number of children, adults, and many clubs even participated. There was also a contest for clubs during the event about which trunk was the best, and Psychology Club won. A lot of people said they did enjoy it, and I believe Psychology had the theme of the Wild West, something like that. On October 21st, I met with our Regional Affairs Director at the SSCCC to discuss the activation of our delegate that represents AVC on our regional level. We are activated, and our delegate has been attending the delegate assemblies. And with that, I will say there was a delegate assembly October 25th that the delegate representing AVC did attend. On October 26th, ASO did have a table at the auction that was held. It was a nice little experience, I would say. Many of the people that did go that could help out did quite enjoy it and also get to see sort of a new side to AVC that they haven't before. On October 29th, as I'm sure you know, Kip Mueller was there, and I was representing the students on a question panel to ask him questions. It was a very nice experience, as was the other times I did a question panel. I really do appreciate, and I'm very honored to have gotten that experience. We also have officially completed our executive board in ASO. We have our Vice President of Club Affairs. Her name's Destiny Waller. She was our Senator of Student Support Services, but decided to take up the mantle. And we do have candidates for our last position that will be addressed in our meeting this Friday. We have many clubs activated. ICC is going very strong. It's going very well. We have great attendance during the meetings. And also around October 31st, for the conference that is Haku, many ASO members did attend it, and they did learn many things there, such as how to network and also present themselves in a more professional manner. We also cleaned out our shed by here. It was November 8th. We were going to do the Connex, but that was closed. And then ASO will also be attending an Advocacy Academy conference November 21st to November 24th. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate that report. We now have Diane Knipple with the AV College Foundation.
Good evening, Board, and congratulations to you both. So glad that you're staying on to have some continuity. I've got a lot of good news tonight, so give me 2 or 3 more minutes extra if you don't mind. So first of all, I think we have a chart that we can put up. Those of you who have not seen the donated bus from Antelope Valley Transit Authority in collaboration, in collaboration with the Antelope Valley Air Quality Management District. As you know, AVTA in our community has transitioned itself directly from diesel to fully electric. This is a 2004 Gillig bus that holds 52 students in great comfort and safety. Love the graphics. I want to thank the marketing team for coming up with some great design. It can clearly be seen on the road. It has a full bathroom and full storage underneath, and AVTA has graciously allowed us to continue to use the dump station at AVTA so that the bathroom can continue to be used. Big deal for a lot of the athletes. In fact, on our event on the 4th, the students from the women's soccer team says, "It has a bathroom. Does it have a mirror?" I don't know. It does not. But anyway, I just want to thank you for this ability to be able to give this to the students, and thank AVTA and Air Quality Management District. That re-engineering of the bus had to occur because it was no longer worthy to be able to be on the road to meet California requirements. So the re-engineering was done by a grant from AVTA for $330,000. It's a completely new engine, drivetrain, runs like a charm. So we're in the process of getting it ready to drive and showcase around. Next, we're on Giving Tuesday month. So we have started off the first week. We raised a little over $1,000. a couple of new payroll deductions, which is good. So the president, thank you, Jennifer, is hosting kind of a new thing. So in addition to just supporting the basic needs from a donation, Jennifer says, how about we try to do a payroll deduction? It's called a Drive for Five. And her goal is very lofty. Everyone submit a payroll deduction or a one-time gift of $5 to support the basic needs. So far, we have 7 new ones. We're on a path, right? We're going forward. It's a real lofty goal, but we can try to get there. So really appreciate that. So please, give freely, and we're so glad to be able to help support the basic needs. Our goal is $25,000 this year, which is $5,000 more than last year, and we do have a sponsor that is doing a match. So for every dollar going in, there'll be a match to that dollar. And last but not least, I am so proud to be able to present the annual grants program for our faculty. The money that comes from our wine walk, the proceeds, in addition to some of our Title V funds and a couple of other smaller funds, this year has awarded the largest number ever given to faculty grants for the tune of $131,800. I'm proud to say that we're going to have another Astro 2 dog. This one's going to be a little more AI available with its programming. Others supporting STEM things as well, so some underwater technology, some other testing types of things. We supported the arts with some arts and supplies. We have also, I'm so happy to be able to do this one. This was an $80,000 gift to the fire technology program. It's the Jaws of Life, the brand new electric. Today, what they have is a 25-year Jaws of Life that you have to crank and move. Now you press the button and it happens. So if you come to the wine walk, another plug coming up in April, we're going to be having the Jaws of Life there and both Astros, we hope, if the second Astro comes in on time. So great news, glad we could support, and thanks again. Any questions?
Thank you so much. We
Thanks.
appreciate it. We're now 15-7, Office of the Superintendent President, Dr. Zalat.
Thank you, trustees. Just a couple of quick comments. The Federation is perfectly able to come up with their own opinion of my performance and competence, but I would like to set the facts straight that the football program was already up a league by the time I was hired at ABC. So I just want that fact to be straight. Also, Hal, the virtual reality labs, what I wanted to say in response, in addition to that, the data behind those labs is impressive. It shows that particularly for men of color in the sciences, when they participate in these virtual reality labs along with their typical class time instruction, their grade levels increase by 1 to 2. So in the best case, an F goes to a C. They pass their class. You know, a D goes to a B, a C goes to an A. It's just amazing what is being accomplished in teaching and learning through these strategies. So I look forward to working with faculty and seeing how we can bring some of those opportunities to our students here at ABC. I want to begin tonight by honoring all of our veterans who have served. This weekend has been one of reflection and remembrance, and I know that I, like others, have family members who have served in many wars and conflicts around the world. When we come from families of service, we understand the depth of sacrifice that service requires. At ABC, we are privileged to have service members at every layer of the institution, from the Board of Trustees all the way through the institution to our students. To each of you, I say thank you for your sacrifice. This weekend, and really every day, is in your honor. For the rest of us, enjoy the freedoms that you fought to protect. Thank you. I'm pleased to report several successes at ABC in the recent weeks. I am glad not to steal Diane's thunder. My first item was about the Marauder Athletics bus donation. And I want to thank you, Diane, because in your capacity as director of the foundation, you've been working for well over a year to make this happen, so thank you. This week we also had the unveiling, or last week, the unveiling of our traveling welding classroom. Our CTE folks are hard at work being incredibly innovative. We have a beautiful trailer that's equipped to demonstrate welding skills and recruit students to our programs. I have continued work to do with higher ups in our system to see if we can actually make this the classroom that it was designed to be. But this trailer is a huge asset to our already amazing program. Congratulations to the welding faculty for all the great work that they do. I want to encourage all of you to tune this Wednesday to tune into Instagram and the Campaign for College Opportunity account. At noon, there will be a live cast. ABC's faculty have been hard at work improving the success rates of students, and there's going to be a wonderful announcement. Yes, this is a cliffhanger. 4, Antelope Valley College is pleased to be among the top 30 finalists nationwide competing for the Bellwether Award. We are competing in the category of workforce development, and the title of our project is Revolutionizing Career Advancement Through Community College Baccalaureate Degrees at Antelope Valley College. A group from the college is being formed to present at a national conference, after which the final winners will be awarded. This speaks incredibly highly of our 4-year degrees and the data that proves our success for our students and our community. Thanks to all of the faculty, classified professionals, and administrators that make this success possible. Last Wednesday, we hosted an in-person President's Town Hall discussing unity in a post-election world. In front of you, you have pins that actually were handed out to all of the attendees. For hosting the event in the mid-morning, I was grateful for those who were able to attend. We had good discussion, brainstorming, and gathered information that will be brought to the next think tank session. In response to requests for varied times, we will be hosting this in an afternoon session, and we'll continue our planning using the information that we gathered from the attendees. So I thank you all for your participation in that. 6, FTES and enrollments. We continue to be on an upward trend in both enrollments and FTES. In fall of 23 to 24, we had 17,875 head count, and that year resulted in 8,999.37, I'm taking them all, 0.37 FTES. This fall, in 24-25, we have 17,528 head count, and we project at this point that we will have 9,938.61 FTES. Over winter session and spring, we will work to get beyond that 10,000 threshold to maintain our middle college status. Much thanks to all of the AVC team for the hard work it takes to rebuild after COVID. As we enter this season of Thanksgiving, I encourage us all to begin and end our days with gratitude. We are the stories we tell ourselves. And when we focus on the many, many blessings that are in front of us, our lives begin to reflect those blessings to others. To our veterans, thank you. And to all, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salat. Our student representative, Trustee Rivera.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to first say thank you to all the veterans who have served our nation and have made this college possible, basically. I'd also like to extend a thank you to the Veteran Resource Center and the Veterans Club for making that a safe space on campus for our students. And then, congratulations, Mr. Reeves and Ms. Harvey.
Thank you.
And then I'd also just like to say, with final season approaching, and this is a tough time for all of us, a very stressful season for all our students, and of course, our faculty, make time for yourselves. Make sure that you know, it's important to get through classes and get through your finals, but prioritize yourself and prioritize your well-being. We have resources on campus if you ever need it and if you need help. And I would like to say happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much.
Trustee Gaines.
A couple things. First, I'd like to remind the board and all of our leadership team at Antelope Valley College that on November 21st here at ABC at about 5:30 in the evening, and I believe, Dr. Salat, it's Sage Hall, we are going to host the Antelope Valley School Boards Association. This is our opportunity to showcase some of our phenomenal programs that we have here at the college, and we welcome in leaders from all the other districts in the Antelope Valley, and including Southern Kern. So please join us if you have nothing else to do on November 21 at 5:30. I want to say to Mr. Huntsman, first of all, I love that you are delving into virtual reality, and we're using that now in our classrooms. I actually participated in a VR training. God, I did get a little dizzy, I have to tell you. And it was teaching me how to change the oil in a car, which I didn't get the first time. I mean, I don't think I could do it, but I think if I watched one more time, I might be able to at least get halfway through that process. It was very, very interesting. So, and I looked at the AP&P, very comprehensive list, some great course offerings there. It just kind of makes me want to come back and take some classes, really it does. But, so thank you, great work for that. And I want to say that to Vice President Brar, I learned something tonight that I'm going to run with, and that is when the gentleman was presenting on the bonds, and he was telling us that we need to get out there early because I just passed a bond and I don't have an oversight committee yet, and so I'm going to run and make sure that I get one really soon to make sure that we can get ours is not a very big amount of money, but it's substantial. So that was very informative information. And I just want to say to everyone, I love that Antelope Valley, I think we are known for the work that we do continuously and the support that we provide on many levels for our veterans. And that's truly the case here at Antelope Valley Community College. So thank you for all the support we're providing our veterans, and it's great to see them back in school and learning and pursuing their dreams. So thank you so much for that. Finally, I just want to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving, and we have a lot to be thankful for. So enjoy your families.
Thank you. Trustee Reeves?
First of all, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Trustee Harvey and I have something to be thankful for this year. We have the honor and privilege of serving you another 4 years. So thank you very much. On another matter, someone made a comment that the board wasn't caring, and we don't care and think of people in the decisions. Believe me, you know me, I tell the truth. This board really cares about people, from the administration down to each board member. Every person that works at this college has our compassion and thought, and any decision we make takes in consideration people's lives. So just be aware of that. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Trustee Reeves. Trustee Buffalo?
I believe it was Kathy Osborne. You brought this up about the meal money. Yes, and as you're aware, I know a lot of people down there. So I went down and talked to a number of people. They didn't agree with that conclusion. They said they're not putting in their own money. And they pointed out that the meal money went from $15 to $20. Yes, and so that wasn't an issue with them. So I don't know whether that's old information or whatever. I would still like to get a survey of other schools in our conference just to get an idea of what they're spending. The other thing, and you brought this up tonight, and it's kind of funny because I'm very confused by it, because for years we played in this conference. This is nothing new, and we've even been successful in this conference. And I happened to run into the football coach about 2 or 3 weeks ago while I was out walking on the track. And we had a conversation, and my take was, wouldn't it be better to go down, and then it would add to your wins and losses, right? I don't think it was an issue of students getting hurt necessarily. That's a numbers issue. And it was, what confused me is he said, no, he says, I think we can play at this level. And he's advocated for that. So I was really confused by that. So I don't know who's saying that or who's indicating these things, but that's not what it's been indicated to me, and I've had numerous conversations with him. Okay. Anyway, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday because I don't have to buy anybody gifts.
Thank you, Trustee Buffalo. Trustee Adams?
Yes. First, my wife is bitterly disappointed that the crafts fair is not available this fall because she always looks forward to spending a lot of money on jewelry at the crafts fair, so I'll let her know maybe in the spring. My congratulations to Mr. Reeves and Ms. Harvey on their reelection, and happy to have them on the board again for 4 more years. And I also like to thank all members of the Board of Trustees because, once again, because of everyone on this board having a payroll deduction, we will be giving out 4 scholarships from the ABC board at the next scholarship convocation. And again, as far as I know, Diane will let me know, we are still the only Board of Trustees in the community college area that does provide a scholarship directly from the Board of Trustees through a payroll deduction plan. So thank you, Board of Trustees. We will be giving out 4 $500 scholarships this year. I don't know if this is common knowledge or not. I just found out about it a few weeks ago. Professor Emeritus Magdalena Caproyo passed away in July of this year. As many of you know who knew her, she was an amazing woman. She was an inspiration. She was just a lovely person. Never saw her without a smile on her face. Was always just so open and friendly to everyone she ever met on campus. She was born in 1930 in Romania. She survived World War II and Nazi occupation, and then 45 years of communist dictatorship. And under that dictatorship, as a woman, it was impossible to do a lot of things, but she did get a PhD while she was in Romania. She came to the United States and began what she called her second life. In 1991, at age 61, she enrolled in classes at ABC. She was a volunteer at their Learning Center a few years later, and then became a tutor and an adjunct faculty member. In 1997, she was named the Outstanding Adjunct Faculty Member on ABC. In 2007, she was named Scholar in Residence. In 2008, she was named Learning Center Faculty of the Year. In 2010, she founded and funded the Magdalena Caproyo Scholarship of Excellence. In 2014, she was named the College Service Honoree by the ABC Foundation. And in 2019, at the age of 89, she retired and was named ABC Professor Emeritus. And after she retired, she went on a world cruise and visited 30 countries and wrote a book called Surviving on Longitude and Latitude, and that is available on Nook and Kindle. And it's a very inspiring book and talks about her life, how she got to be where she got, and had some very, very nice things to say about Antelope Valley College. She will be missed. And talking with the foundation, I know that the foundation, her scholarship for excellence, has not been funded for the last few years after she retired. And I asked about revising that scholarship again, and they suggested that I make this announcement, that maybe we can put some money into that scholarship and give out some more scholarships in her name. And it was mentioned to me the 110-10 plan. If we get 100 employees to fund $10 payroll deduction for 10 months, she would have $10,000 in that endowment, and it would be a permanent scholarship in her name. And so I can tell you today, it's now 99 that we need to do that 10-10. So I'd just like to close this meeting in her memory. She will be missed. Thank you.
Trustee Adams, thank you so much. I appreciate you reading that because the lives that people live, it's important. We have a retiree, and I'm not sure that I got the name correct, but let me look here on the bottom of my paper. I believe it's Cheryl Burlinson. Burlinson. I want to let Cheryl know that we hope that she has a long, happy, and joyous retirement. My only comments, first, I want to thank the public for their votes. As Mr. Reeves said, it is truly a privilege to serve in these positions, and I recognize it as such, and I'm grateful. So thank you. But also, I wanted, and I did have to write it down, so I'm going to find it. I wanted to read something, and it's very quick. It's the motto of Antelope Valley College: enriching lives, building futures. That is what we're here to do, be it faculty, staff, our students, and for our entire community. So thank you for your trust, and our next board meeting will be Friday, December 13th, but it's a morning meeting, correct? All right, so I want everyone to check the time. I believe it's 8 a.m. So you can look on the website and see that, and we appreciate your participation. Jennifer, the interpreter, thank you so much. Interpretation matters. Mr. Reeves, your question about the sound and the new, it matters. I'm a girl that grew up wearing hearing aids, so I get it. So thank you so much, and we will see you in December. This meeting is adjourned.